afternoon everyone, welcome to the Leeds City Museum. Always a pleasure to be here in Leeds and always a pleasure to host events headlined by this man at the first direct arena. A revelation in British boxing, I think arguably already the biggest ticket seller in British boxing right now, and the last atmosphere that he created against Dennis Toubier on earlier this year was something that we'll never forget. It gets better and better, it gets bigger and bigger, and once again you've blown all expectations as tickets went on sale just over a week ago, and we're already halfway through selling out the arena again. This time it's a real test for Josh Warrington. It's the type of fight I believe that can define a young man's career. It's a 50-50 fight against a great fighter in Joel BRUNKER, and we're going to be hearing on that fight shortly. Just to introduce the gentleman at the table on the far end, a young man who's very, very exciting. Andy Townend will be fighting a league lover for the vacant English super featherweight title. Great to be working with Stephanie. Andy sells a huge amount of tickets, all action, very, very exciting as well. And to at his right, someone we're very pleased to welcome, Adam Wilcox, who's the trainer for Joel BRUNKER. Luckily he was in the UK, and we were able to bring him here to Leeds and talk about his charge, Joel BRUNKER, in this fight. Next to me, a young man who's really exceeded all expectations. Come from English titles in the footsteps of his brother, James McDonald, won the British title, won the European title last time out, the WBO Intercontinental title as well, now world ranked across all the divisions, and has a very tough fight against Jeremy PARODI here, who we saw in action against Carl Frampton, coming off 2 good wins since. 37 wins, 2 defeats. A very, very tough fight for Jamie for the European bantamweight title. 2 young guys down on the far end who I believe are some of the hottest prospects in world boxing, not just British boxing. Just recently joined the stable in Callum Johnson, 12-0, one of the biggest punching, most talented light heavyweights in the country, and he'll be in a major title fight on this bill, now ready to let the L plates off and really go to work in the division. Down on the far right, currently one of the most avoided young fighters in British boxing in Carry FI, super flyweight, ranked across the world governing bodies, Commonwealth champion, IBF Intercontinental champion, and he'll be featuring on this huge card as well. We just won a purse bid for the Paul Butler fight, and we're excited for that fight for the British title as well, and Cal's going to tear up that division domestically and on the world scene as well. So firstly, I'm going to talk to Andy. I'm not sure if you've been to a Josh Warrington fight before, or you've seen his atmosphere. It's going to be very special.
It's a great atmosphere. I couldn't believe how crazy fans, but that's what you need. You need to sell tickets, and that's how I got here.
Stephanie, talk to me a lot about it. I've seen you fight as well. All action, big puncher. Sort of big fight you're expecting with Glover.
Yeah, go out there and see what he wants to do, and then hopefully take over later on.
And brilliant fans coming from your side as well.
Yeah, we've done over 100 tickets already, so I'm ready to go.
Good man. Cal, obviously Paul Butler, first big one last week. We're not sure whether that fight will happen or not, but you're ready to go. And we know you boxed at Leeds before. You won a Commonwealth title at Leeds, and a big fan of the town, the atmosphere, and ready to do the business.
Yeah, man. Won my first title here in Leeds. Loved it here. Can't wait to be back. The Paul Butler fight, that's one I've been wanting for a long time. One I know 100% I'll win, and I'll win his style. I know that I'll do the same to him, what Tay done to him. But if he takes the fight, he takes the fight. If he don't, I'll move on. I'm sure you got other plans for me as well. But I just want big domestic fights. I just want to prove that I'm the best super flyweight in Britain. And I will prove that, and I'll prove that I'm the best super flyweight in the world too as well.
So many of these smaller divisions at the moment, obviously the featherweight division as well, where they sell within the super bantamweight division, Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton. So many of these smaller divisions that have been starved of the big fights and the big paydays in years gone by now, becoming very, very exciting domestic catches, not just Butler but Conlon as well, and those fights now become almost bigger than the ones on the world scene.
Of course, I think people would rather see me in Butler, me, Conlon, people like that. It's better than seeing us fight some Mexican or some Nicaraguan no one knows about. We just want to give fans the biggest domestic fight there is. That's what I want to do.
And Callum Johnson, great to have you back on the bill. I know you boxed in Leeds before as well. and always bring plenty here. But I think now, as we all know, one of the reasons we joined up together for those big fights now, I think you're ready.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've set my apprenticeship. I'm ready now to move on and let the old plates off, like I said earlier, and start winning titles and proving, that I am up there with the best in not just the country, but Europe and the world. And I do think giving a chance now will prove it.
Again, a division where there's some domestically been success. Obviously, Nathan Cleverly moving back down to light heavyweight to fight for Leeds is Bob safe as well. And plenty of fights domestically, but I think for this one, talking to yourself and Joe, we want that standout name now that's going to surprise a few people.
Yeah, exactly. I think we get a big name for this fight. Do a good job. And I think people will start taking notice. And then there's big domestic fights to be made. Talk about Nathan Cleverly. That's where I want to get to. I think he's world level. I think 4 or 5 fights, I want to be there.
Good stuff. Gavin, back from congratulations. I think just a little round of applause, Gavin McDonald, just been married. Just got married. Not only did he get his European title belt, but he also forgot his wedding ring as well. So, just in case the missus is watching, it's not a ploy, it was a genuine mistake. Gavin,
Yeah.
Jeremy Parody, very, very experienced. I think without doubt the toughest fight of your career so far. And good to see Jeremy face to face and look who you're going to be facing on September 5th.
Yeah, once again I'm stepping up since I won my British title last February. Each fight has just got bigger and better, bigger titles, better opponents, bigger venues, and this one just adds is the next level up. I mean, it's 40 fights. He's only been beaten twice. Good fight against Carl Frampton. Obviously, he got stopped, but Carl Frampton's a good fighter, a world champion. So for me, being 15 fights in, I think it's a great fight. And it's one I know I'll come through, but I'll learn a lot from. It brings a lot of experience to the table. And fighting in Leeds with all these fans, well, obviously I'm Yorkshire, so I've got their support. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
Obviously, your brother's success is just astounding. 2-time world champion, and that wonderful fight with Kamida and victory out there. You were out there as well. Does that just inspire you further to keep this Cinderella story going?
What it is with me and my brother, I mean, I've watched him pull off these massive wins, and obviously that's inspired me to go on. And my journey alone has been fantastic, but I think at the minute we're both flying, and with him going on to America and pulling off that big win, I mean we're both buzzing, and I think it's going to show. The confidence is going to start coming now. I think you're going to see a big improvement and a lot more confident. I'm just looking forward to getting into the big fights now and really see where I can go.
Obviously, when you won the British title, it was a huge achievement. To get that European shot was a dream come true. Now you're world ranked across the governing bodies. It's just a case of almost free rolling now and seeing how far this journey will take you, or there's real belief now that you belong at world level.
Yeah, I won my British title and obviously that was fantastic, but then I won my European title and in all fairness I could retire tomorrow and I'd be an happy man, because to me that was a massive achievement. But through seeing my brother go from European champion up to world champion, and I don't believe there's much in me and him. Obviously he's a little bit better fighter, but I see if he's done it and I've seen him do it, I genuinely believe 100% I'll be a world champion. It's just about progressing now at the right times, the right fights, and just see where I can get to. If I'm not a world champion, let's just put me in them fights and then it's up to me whether I can do it or whether I can't.
Again, same question to clarify about the domestic scene. Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg against Kiko Martinez this week, a very tough fight. Those kind of fights are not too far away from you right now.
No, they're the fights what I want. Obviously I've got this fight, so I'm not going to look ahead of them, but they're the fights what you want. We've got a couple of world champions and that's what I've got to push towards. That's my motivation, and one day, hopefully I'll be able to mix in their company.
Thank you, Gavin. Look forward to his fight with Jeremy Parody. defence of his European Super Bantamweight title. Alan Wilcox, it's a pleasure to have you here. We chatted briefly. I know this is a fight that you're hugely excited about. I know that you were, I believe, did you say born in the UK as well, or parents are from the UK, and talking about the Leeds atmosphere is something that Australians particularly love, and a fantastic fight on September 5th.
Thanks, Eddie. Look, the fight, first and foremost, is one that we wanted. You know, Joel Brunker went into the fight against Lee Selby, 27 wins and no losses. On the night, he was 14 months out of the ring. On the night, he was ultimately outclassed. That said, you look at Joel's performance against Selby, and then you stack it up against Gradovic's performance against Selby, and I think that probably gives Joel a little bit more credit than people gave him coming out of that fight. Coming into this one, it's a massive challenge for Joel. Not that we know that, but I think more importantly, it's a massive challenge for Josh as well. You know, it's 21 wins, no losses, filled stadiums, heading in the right direction. There's a massive amount of press on him. He's an undoubted talent, but has he fought anybody as good as Joel? I don't know. It could be a coming out fight for Josh Warrington in front of his friends and family and a massive crowd, or it could be a bounce back fight for Joel Brunker. So it is a fight we're very excited about.
Stylistically, I think obviously Selby's got a much different style to Josh. He's tough to hit. You know, Josh has got relentless work rate and pressure. Watching Joel and knowing Joel's style as well, I think this makes for a very, very exciting fight.
Yeah, without a doubt. The one thing that Joel did say in the rooms afterwards of the Selby fight was that he said, look, the punches just came from crazy angles, and it took him a little while to get his bearings. As we mentioned before when we were just having a chat, in this fight with Josh, you could cut the ring in four. You know, they could fight, it's that traditional, you could fight it in the phone booth. They both come forward, both all action fighters, both have a tremendous work rate, and they're not going to have to go looking for each other, that's for sure. They're going to know exactly where each other are.
Great stuff. Josh, I think we all know, you know, yourself, your dad, Steve, this is a proper fight, and one that I know you're very, very excited about.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when Steve and yourself put it to me, it's one I wanted to grab with both hands, you know. I think the last one, even though we did a good job and won all the cards, won my best performance, you know. And I think this fight, in the big name, Joe Brunker, and a tough fight, I think I'll bring the best out of me. I think I'm needing that little step up. And like I say, it's given me that little fear factor back in training. I'm training harder than I've done. I feel hungry. I had a bit of time off after the last fight, and it's done me good, and I can't wait for September now.
Obviously, the two beer on fight, you know, we went from that Wednesday night show in Leeds many moons ago, it seems now, you know, to the Delhi fight, you know, which was, you know, I think 4,000 or 5,000, to the Tubier fight, which was more like 9,000, and it's really growing and growing and growing. And you know, a lot of people said to me, "Are you sure about this fight? You know, because you've got this golden kid here that fills arenas." But like we say, you know, this is the right fight in terms of progression. These are the kind of fights you must be in and must win to progress to world honours.
Yeah, just echoing what you're saying there. I mean, you know, we've come a long way in such a short space of time, and following what we've got is phenomenal. Best in country, if not best in the world. It's superb support, but you know, I think I need fights to learn, and obviously minor league, with Selby's name keeps on getting mentioned together. And there's been a bit of a gap loss all of a sudden appeared. You know, people saying it's got levels above me now, but you know, I think if get a good win against Joe Brunker, I'm not looking past him, but good performance against him, if it was, I can't up again.
Obviously, speaking to your dad, tickets again, just absolutely flying out for this. I mean, we had a soft launch, if you like. This is our first press conference for the fight, and already done well past, you know, this stage in the development of the last event. Just again, blown away by the support, and you know, as a promoter, every time you go and say an event, you're like, can we do it again? Could it get any bigger? Could it be any better? And every time, just bigger and better.
Oh, like I say, it's become a dating element now when going back to the arena. I think everyone who goes has a really good night. It's a special atmosphere, and you know, you've got people not just from Leeds, now you've got people coming from tops of Scotland and from bottom end of the country as yeah, it's going to be a special night, and with a big fight on the cards as well, it makes it a little bit more special.
Fantastic. And echoing just what Josh said, people coming from all over Britain to sample this atmosphere, you guys have created something very, very special here. It's an absolute honour to be promoting events in a city with so much passion. It's a great atmosphere, you know. I think people who've seen it on social media to know it's football fans. You can support football and also support boxing as well. And it's not about supporting a football club, it's about supporting one of your own in Josh Warrington. But now, on September 5th, it's about supporting Josh Warrington in a 50-50 fight. In a very, very tough fight where he needs your support more than ever. So once again, thank you, not just for turning out today, but for all your support from Josh Warrington in this journey up to this present day. And now we face a fight where everybody, from Josh to the team and fans themselves, can go in there nervous and a little bit afraid. But that's what boxing, that's what sport's all about. And one thing we don't want to do is sit there and know that we're in a fight we can't lose. That's no fun for anybody. And that's definitely not going to get the best out of Josh Warrington. Lee Selby and his team said to me, "Are you sure about the Joel Brunker fight? Now can't you just keep him winning and then we can set up that big fight next summer?" But the answer is, if he's going to compete and if he's going to potentially beat Lee Selby, he has to be in these kind of fights. And he has to prove that he's world level. And the fight against Joel Brunker will do exactly that. He's one of the top featherweights in the world. By far, my answer to what Adam said about is this the best fighter that Josh Warrington's faced? 100%. 100% the best fighter that Josh Warrington's been dealing with, and a very, very dangerous fight that he can lose. And with a right, we can. And I know the dedication that he's always got, but more importantly, the support of his people once again. I believe he can beat Joel Brunker in a cracking fight on September 5th. And again, the atmosphere will be one to remember. Our first fight back on the Sky Sports season on September 5th, and we can't wait. So thanks everyone for coming today. Thank you for the Leeds City Museum who opened up today. They're actually closed. And we'll be back very soon with some more activities. We have photos up here, a couple of face-to-faces, and then all the fighters are available for you guys. Autographs, interviews, whatever you want to do. Thanks again, and as always, we look forward to returning to Leeds very soon. Thank you.